All right, folks, morning. Welcome back. So we're going to talk about the exponential function and interest. So the exponential function models many real phenomena, including compound interest. And here is look at the basic function a times b to the x. That's a times right there. So you could also write it like that. The coefficient, that could be like a number, like 2 times. Might look like 2 times 3 to the x or something like that, times the base, like in this example, the base is 3, and then the x is an exponent. Let's get that down and we'll move to the next section. So here's the green is what the e to the x looks like, which is one of the possible parent functions. So get that copied. And then here's some just basic facts. The x-axis, so right here, this x-axis is an asymptote. An asymptote is just a boundary marker. This function isn't going to go below that because that asymptote is marking that boundary. And then a reminder, anything to the 0 is 1. All right, we'll keep moving. All right, so we're moving to the next section. Go ahead and get this written down. It says a man determines he can budget $100 a month for a savings account. The best savings account currently is Lending Tree with a 0.6% APY and a $2,500 minimum. Is this a good option for him? So get a copy down, think about it for a second, and we'll talk about it. All right, so let's think about it. So this guy's got $100 a month that he can that he's currently saving, 0.6% APY. So that means that every year he's making 0.6% on his money. And it's got a $2,500 minimum. Is this a good option? So what do you guys think? Is this a good option? How do we know, right? How do we determine if this is a good option? There's a couple of factors to consider. And notably, it's got a minimum account. Does this problem say anything about this man already having $2,500 to deposit? And so what we have to consider is, well, he's only budgeting $100. How long before he's going to start earning interest, right? So it's going to take 25 months, because 100 times 25 months to reach that minimum that he needs. So 25 months is what, 2 years and 1 month? That's before he earns any interest, right? And then when he does start entering this interest, he's earning, you know, that, let's just say that he starts with 2,500 and he's earning 0.6%. So that's 100% plus 0.6%, which is right 100 point. And then here's where you have to remember decimals, which you might not remember. What is 0.6% as a decimal? It's where you move the decimal actually left twice. So it actually becomes 0.006. It's not very good interest rate. So he's going to have to wait 2 years and 1 month to get this initial investment. And then that initial investment is going to get him $15. After 2 years, if he waits 1 year with just this amount, he's going to get $15. Because that's what this is going to multiply out to be, 25.15. And so, right, like the answer needs to be no, and mostly because he's got to wait so long before he's earning any money, right? This is not a good situation for him. If you really want to be investing or saving, it should be earning interest immediately. We'll look at the second problem. This is Pollyanna can currently earn 10.35% APY on the crypto asset Atom. She has 25 atom to invest. How many atom will she have in 3.5 years? And what might be the dollar equivalent? So again, get it written down, start thinking about how to execute on this problem, how to figure this out. And then we'll resume it and go over it. Let's figure this out. So she's got, we should look at all the information, right? So she's got possibility of earning 2.35% APY. She's starting with 25, and we need to know in 3.5 years. That's our first goal, right? So this is going to be a little bit more straightforward. So the amount in this future amount of time is going to be 25. And what is the interest rate she's going to earn? 10.35. As a decimal, remember we moved that to the left twice, so it's going to be 1.1035. She's earning that per year, so 0.1035. She's earning that per year. That's what APY means. And it's in 3.5 years. We can put 3.5 as our exponent. And then here's just a piece of information. If I were to do this, it would actually only give me the interest amount, which maybe it's what I want, but it's not. I wanted the whole amount. So I'm going to put 1 in front of that. That's what we did last time, because I want the whole amount plus the interest. We get that by doing 1 point, whatever the interest rate is. So 1.1035 gives us that information. We execute this problem, we evaluate it. And so do that. Let's do it to 4 decimal places. So use a calculator to know what you guys get. All right, so we plugged it into some kind of calculator, and we got 35.2893. Because that's what I said, right? To round it to 4 decimals, and that's rounded correctly. That's in atom. So that answers the first amount of the first part of the question. How much will she have in 3.5 years? The next question says, what might be the dollar equivalent? To do that, we need to do some research, right? So what might be the dollar equivalent? We're going to use coinmarketcap.com. Here's CoinMarketCap. And we're going to search for atom, which is also called Cosmos. And currently it's trading at 31.82. There's absolutely no guarantee that this will be that price, 31.85. It's already updated, right? It's not going to be this price in 3.5 years. There's no guarantee of that. We'll use 31.85. So that's why it says what might be the dollar equivalent, because it's taking that volatility into account. So 35.2893 atom times, what did we say it was? Well, now it's 31.81, so we'll use that. 31.81, that's dollars per atom. And if we just multiply those two numbers together, we're going to get our decimal equivalent. So 35.2893 times 31.81, and that gives us, will be worth $1,122.55. All right, so there is that. There's that. I'll get that down, move on to the next page. Here's the next page. More examples. This is a little tricky. Make sure you pay attention to the details and that you're using like CoinMarketCap for the price of Bitcoin for that. Actually, you don't need to use that because it's just asking you the answer in Bitcoin, so don't worry about that. And good, right? So yeah, you'll use this formula if you need to. You probably won't, but I've put that there just so you have it. And yeah, good. All right, so get to work on these guys.